My name is Sophie. If you had met me 3 years ago, you would have seen a woman living the dream, married to a kind, ambitious man named Ethan. We had a cozy home, weekend getaways, shared playlists, Sunday pancakes, and a rhythm that felt like forever. People envied us. They used to say, "You two are perfect together." I believed them, but here's the truth about perfection. It's often just good lighting and good timing. Our love was real, but fragile, and over time, cracks started to form. It wasn't dramatic, no screaming matches or slammed doors, just little things, missed dinners, forgotten anniversaries, silence in places where laughter used to live. Ethan became consumed with work, long hours, constant calls, always distracted, and I became lonely, invisible, almost. I tried to fix it, date nights, conversations, notes in his lunchbox, but he always had something more important. One evening, during a family barbecue, I found myself alone on the porch. That's when he joined me, Daniel, Ethan's older brother. Daniel was the opposite of Ethan, looser, bolder, reckless even, the kind of man who looked straight at you and really saw you. We talked for hours, not just about the weather or work. He asked how I felt and listened like my answers mattered. It was innocent at first, but one night, after too many glasses of wine and too much silence from Ethan, it happened. A kiss, then another, and then everything changed. I told myself it was a mistake, a moment of weakness. But it wasn't just one moment. It became a pattern. Secret texts, late night meetings, stolen touches. I hated myself after every encounter. I loved Ethan. I truly did. But with Daniel, I felt something. Needed, desired, alive. And yet, the guilt ate away at me. I started avoiding Ethan completely, making excuses, sleeping on the edge of the bed, flinching at his touch. He noticed. Of course he did. One night, he asked, "Are you happy?" I opened my mouth to lie, but nothing came out. That night, I ended it with Daniel. I told him I couldn't do this anymore. He didn't fight. He just said, "I was wondering when you'd realize this was never real." That hurt more than I expected. For days, I felt like a ghost. I tried to salvage what was left of my marriage, but it was like trying to glue together shattered glass. Ethan became colder, distant. I think he knew, and then he found out. I'll never forget that night. He came home late, his face pale. He tossed his phone on the table and said, "Was it worth it?" My heart stopped. "I saw the messages," he whispered. "You and Daniel." I tried to speak, to explain, to beg, but he held up his hand. "I don't want to hear your excuses. Just tell me, how long?" I told him the truth. 3 months. His silence was louder than any scream. He moved out the next day. After that, everything unraveled. His family shut me out. Friends stopped calling. My job became unbearable. I couldn't focus, couldn't breathe. The guilt weighed heavier than grief. I tried reaching out to Ethan, wrote letters, emails, even stood outside his new apartment once, but he never opened the door. Daniel? He disappeared, moved to another city, I heard. And me? I spiraled. The woman who once had a perfect life was now barely functioning. I stopped eating, stopped sleeping, spent hours staring at the ceiling, wondering when exactly everything had broken beyond repair. One night, I walked to the bridge near our old house. I stood there for what felt like hours, watching the water move like time, unforgiving, relentless. I didn't jump, but I thought about it. Instead, I went home, sat on the floor, and for the first time, I let myself feel everything. The love I lost, the betrayal I caused, the parts of myself I'd buried for so long. I started therapy, slowly, painfully. I began to rebuild, not to get Ethan back, but to find me again. It's been a year now. Ethan is remarried. She looks kind. I hope she is. As for me, I'm not perfect, not even close, but I'm learning to forgive myself, to take responsibility, to be better. If you're listening to this and you're in a moment of temptation, of loneliness, of confusion, stop, breathe, think of the cost, because some mistakes don't just hurt others, they take pieces of you that you'll never get back. My name is Sophie, and this is my truth.